90-Day Fiancé exclusive. Amani admits to being selfish with Eni. The first 90-Day Fiancé throuple managed to make it to the end of the season, and now, it's time for Eni to choose if she'll marry Amani or Matt as they get ready to bring her to the US. It's a bit surprising they made it this far, given all the issues the trio has encountered, including jealousy, some seemingly impossible rules, and the shocking secrets Eni's ex-boyfriend shared with Matt and Amani, but they have overcome all that, and now it's time to decide about their future. When Matt and Amani divorce, who will Eni marry? They're leaving the decision up to her, but Amani made her case for why it should be her and not Matt. In this exclusive 90-Day Fiancé sneak peek, Amani tells Eni, "No matter what, we'll be happy with the outcome, but I want you to marry me." Amani goes on to talk about how she wants Eni to pick her so that she can fulfill her dream of marrying a woman and be her bisexual true self. After hiding who she is from her family, country, and culture, Amani is ready to embrace who she really is and wants to do it loudly by marrying a woman, and not just any woman. She wants to marry Eni. Who will Eni choose? We'll have to tune in on TLC on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to find out. I was rooting for them, but nope. Stevie's the biggest problem on 90-Day Fiancé, and the red flags were right there originally. I thought 90-Day Fiancé's Mahdi Al-Saadi's obsession with Stevie Savage's sexuality was a little alarming, but after watching their most recent experience together, I'm beginning to think Stevie's equally the problem. Initially, 90-Day Fiancé franchise star Mahdi was taken aback by some of Stevie's nude paintings when he first arrived in America. The paintings seemed to open the door to some insecurities on Mahdi's behalf, more specifically regarding Stevie's sexuality and if she might later in life realize she wanted something else. I think 90-Day Fiancé's Stevie enjoys the runaround. The majority of Stevie and Mahdi's experience has revolved around her sexuality. The season is already about halfway done, and I've barely heard them speak about their wedding or their plans for after marriage. Instead, Mahdi's been laser-focused on Stevie's nude painting and whether her obsession with women's breasts goes beyond the artistic appreciation for the human body. While I originally thought his pushing for answers was a clear sign of disrespect, I'm starting to think part of Stevie enjoys the back and forth, simply because she won't give him a straight answer. Although I understand her point of view and don't think it's necessary for her to answer the question, at the same time, I also think that if answering the question can ease issues before their wedding, then they should do it. Yet, Stevie seems to be trying to mask a smirk in the occasional scene. She also has a nonchalant "does that make you feel better" attitude when she does answer him, which makes it seem like she's not telling the truth or is sort of egging him on because she knows her unclear answer will linger in his mind. 90-Day Fiancé Stevie was aware of their themed party. Aside from the weird but constant back and forth between the two 90-Day Fiancé stars, there's also the matter of their joint bachelor and bachelorette parties. Together they went to a burlesque party in New Orleans, which Stevie was aware of, and her friend Claire, who she painted nude, was also there. My concern here is how inappropriate a burlesque-themed night was, especially considering Mahdi's clear discomfort with sexuality and women dressed revealingly. Stevie even mentioned in her confessional that the event choice might not be the best setting after what Mahdi discovered. The fact that they're going to a burlesque show, Stevie was aware of it, and she also had a feeling the party wouldn't go over well, makes me feel like she's clearly disregarding Mahdi's discomfort, and I'm starting to wonder if either of them truly has the other's best interests at heart. I understand Stevie's desire to welcome Mahdi into her life, culture, and experiences, but I think she and her friends severely lacked sensitivity. Even if Stevie's sexuality wasn't their main concern all season long, I still think that her friends could have been more support, as Mahdi is still a Muslim man who's adjusting to a drastically new environment. Overall, this episode did result in one major revelation that blew me away. Mahdi apologized for his close-minded behavior. After finding out that Stevie painted Claire nude, Mahdi's desire for the truth became even more intense. However, later that episode and after the burlesque show, he sat down with her friends and gave a heartfelt apology for his reaction to their painting day. This apology not only showed a lot of growth, but it also highlighted his ability to keep his promise to his soon-to-be father-in-law about not forcing his cultural beliefs on Stevie. So, while I do think the couple have some immature qualities, they still seem to be the most solid pair from 90-Day Fiancé Season 11. 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Is back. 5 major revelations I can't wait to see in Season 9. Season 9 features 8 couples who may reveal shocking secrets in upcoming episodes. The network has consistently produced interesting spin-offs for its popular reality TV series, but 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? May be the most dramatic of all. The spin-off centers on the couple's lives after marriage, which is why fans may enjoy watching the intense arguments that unfold. The producer's ability to create drama also earns my respect, as I think I've witnessed more emotional breakdowns in the past 8 seasons of this spin-off compared to 31 seasons of Maury Point 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 looks just as chaotic as previous seasons, featuring cast members Loren and Alexei Brovarnik, who have been a part of the franchise since. The new season also includes Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trubkina, Adnan Abdel Fattah and Tigerlily Taylor, Kara and Guillermo Royer, Jovi Dufresne and Yara Zaya, Elizabeth Pothast and Andre Castrovet, Darcy Silva and Georgie Rusev. In my opinion, the most shocking couple is Gino Palazzolo and Jasmine Pineda, who reportedly split months ago. There are also rumors that Gino is already filming a new season without Jasmine. What caused Jasmine and Gino's open marriage to fail? I'm looking forward to a few reveals in 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9, but the most important one for me is finding out the reason behind Jasmine and Gino's split. As I remember, the two decided to explore ethical non-monogamy in an attempt to save their marriage. They agreed to date other people, and this eventually led Jasmine to become pregnant with her gym buddy, Matt Brownies. I know Jasmine and Gino are no longer together. However, I'm curious to know what caused their marriage to fail and who initiated the final breakup. Additionally, her focus on spending time with Stacy Silva and Florian Sukic on 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 only increased my suspicion that her marriage might not succeed. Now, the question is, has she finally left Georgie? I believe the new season will provide us with the answer to the future of Darcy and Georgie. I'm excited to see if the rumors of Darcy's separation from Georgie are true, as most of her social media posts suggest that she is single. Brandon and Julia are the quintessential duo in 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9. They are inseparable yet plagued by many challenges that question the very essence of their relationship. Brandon and Julia were happy when they left 90 Day, The Last Resort, where they seemingly ironed out all their differences, including their disagreement over starting a family. Julia agreed to consult a doctor to discuss the baby situation, while Brandon promised to bring Julia's parents to America. It leaves me wondering why the couple has returned to the franchise despite appearing to have resolved their issues. Is Tigerlily regretting her marriage to Adnan? Cesar Garcia. Tigerlily and Adnan have only been part of the franchise for a year, yet they've been involved in more dramatic moments than Angela Deem during Tell-Alls. The two tied the knot after just 4 months of dating, showing that love can be blind. They also made fun of other cast members during Tell-All in an attempt to show that their relationship was more real than others. Then, a social media controversy arose when Tigerlily deleted her pictures with Adnan, only to repost them later and then delete them again. Most recently, I noticed that Tigerlily had reposted photos of herself with Adnan, causing me to wonder what was happening between them. I would really want to know if they have a stable marriage. Then, a social media controversy arose when Tigerlily deleted her pictures with Adnan, only to repost them later and then delete them again. Most recently, I noticed that Tigerlily had reposted photos of herself with Adnan, causing me to wonder what was happening between them. I would really want to know if they have a stable marriage. I never expected to see Loren and Alexei return to the franchise again, especially given the amount of screen time they have already had in comparison to the other cast members. Despite this, they have returned, leaving me to wonder if they are finally living happily ever after with their 3 children. As an optimist, I believe Loren and Alexei genuinely have a compelling story to share this time around. Fans may want to see if they are still arguing about Lauren's mommy makeover. The couple could also potentially discuss their plans for expanding their family, a topic they have discussed previously. I just hope they don't revisit their move to Israel in 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9.90 Day Fiancé's David and Annie launch new life in Thailand. Is their return to US finally cancelled? David Toborowski and Annie Soin from 90 Day Fiancé have started a new life in Thailand, suggesting that they might not return to the United States. The couple first met at a bar in Thailand and quickly fell in love. After a few days of dating, they decided to enter into a committed relationship and eventually got married. They were featured in 90 Day Fiancé Season 5, where they shared the challenges in their relationship and their journey through the K-1 visa process. David and Annie's storyline concluded with their marriage in the season. Over the years, David and Annie have become one of the most iconic couples of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. They have appeared in various spin-offs and have maintained a high public profile. Additionally, they purchased a house in Arizona and began a clothing business. David and Annie opted for in vitro fertilization, IVF, which helped them conceive their first baby. They announced their pregnancy in June and, shortly after, moved to Thailand. In March 2025, David and Annie welcomed their baby, Minthyra. They shared the exciting news on Instagram, introducing their daughter to their fans. David proudly calls himself an expat. There are several reasons why David and Annie may not return to the United States anytime soon, but the most notable is that David proudly embraces his life as an expat. In May 2025, David shared an Instagram reel showing himself, Annie, and their newborn daughter, Minthyra, enjoying a day out at Fiancé beach. He used the post to discuss his life and express his love for Thailand. David wrote, "We went to the beach with Minthyra to have lunch. What a great afternoon." He also mentioned that he was living his life as an expat. David not only used the word expat in the caption but also included it as a hashtag. He added hashtags Davidandani Thailand expatlife to convey that he has indeed become an expatriate. An expat is a shortened form of expatriate, referring to a person who resides outside their country of origin. David left the United States in and has been in Thailand for over 6 months. During this time, he sold one of his condos. David has truly embraced the expat lifestyle, and it may not be surprising to see him pursue immigration in the future. David and Annie are manifesting a farm life in Thailand. David and Annie don't seem to have any immediate goals in the United States. However, they have a few new passions they want to explore in Thailand, which they have already begun working on. In May, David revealed that Annie wants to become a farmer in her home country. While he didn't provide many specifics, he shared photos and videos of her cutting grass and embracing her new role as a mother, showcasing her enthusiasm for pursuing a career in agriculture. David also assisted Annie with improving their front yard. David shared an AI-generated photo of himself, Annie, and their daughter sitting on a water buffalo. In the post, he gave fans a glimpse of his future in Thailand, writing, "This is what AI said I would look if we moved to Annie's village and had a farm." He mentioned that farm life may not be his preference, but he humorously noted that he would do it if Annie requested. David also shared an AI-generated photo of their daughter on a farm, captioned, "Minthyra at her rice farm." David shared an AI-generated photo of himself, Annie, and their daughter sitting on a water buffalo. In the post, he gave fans a glimpse of his future in Thailand, writing, "This is what AI said David and Annie have several reasons to stay in Thailand, but their family's complicated visa situation may be the most important." A few years ago, David and Annie attempted to help Annie's brother, Jordan, obtain a U.S. visa. Despite their efforts, Jordan was unable to make it to the United States. Annie later revealed that her ultimate goal was to bring her mother to Arizona for her support. Unfortunately, it will be a lengthy process for Annie's mother to obtain her U.S. visa, which will prevent Annie from returning to her home in Arizona until then. Annie's life in America wouldn't be complete without her family. Therefore, it makes sense for her to be in Thailand, living a comfortable life surrounded by her loved ones. Annie may eventually return to Fountain Hills, Arizona, one day. However, she doesn't have any compelling reason to go back yet, so she plans to stay in Thailand for as long as possible. David would also stay in Thailand with Annie and might only make short trips to the United States to tend to personal and business matters, as he had done in the past. Annie and David's priorities have shifted. It's safe to assume that Annie and David's priorities have shifted with the birth of their daughter. A few years ago, they lived a peaceful life in Arizona, with no children, and more focused on appearing on reality TV. However, their perspective changed after witnessing the birth of Annie's nephew. They set new goals and decided to start their own family. They also left their home in Arizona and haven't returned. Now, David and Annie are more focused on living a tranquil life, farming, and raising their daughter.